Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Pramod Pandey. In this lecture, we will talk about one of the accounting standard, ICA 9 employee benefit. So this is more for a disclosure related standard in context of your AAA exam. All what you need to know that what are the disclosures and how the disclosures are appointed and what are the certain things that should be taking place. There won't be any calculation, but you should be knowing and well versed with the disclosures. So employee benefit are the benefit which are being provided by the employer to the employer. Employer to employee. There's certain type of the benefit, short-term, post-employment, other long-term termination, right? And there's certain other contributions in. So we will look around all of those things, right? So this is more of like recognizing and measuring the employer obligations and cost of pension and other benefit. Okay. So nothing, we are just accounting the benefit the employer is providing to the employees, right? Now, there's some of the main point from the standard is that they are the type of the benefits. Short terms are wages, salaries, and bonuses, right? Whatever you're doing on the daily basis. Post employment means pension. That is something you're doing for their retirement. Other long term benefit means long term services. Suppose there's someone who has served your company for 30 years, 25 years. In that case, you're giving something them. You're giving some extra bonus, right? Termination benefit means you're terminating redundancy, severances. These are there. Defined contribution scheme. Now, in this case, employer pay a fixed contribution, which is there for the pension of the employees. There is no further liabilities, right? He's just paying the contribution right now and he would not be having liability. He does not know how much you will be having benefit later on. So whatever the contribution is paying on, it is going to hit your P&L whenever he is going to put on, okay? Now, defined benefit scheme is basically, it is a responsibility of the employer to benefit some way or other to the employees, right? To provide the or guarantee some specific benefit. In that case, actuarial valuation will be needed. There's certain component which will become the part of it. Service cost, it is nothing but the current and past service cost. Means if the employee is working in this year or he has worked in the last year, so what he has earned by working that year, that he will be getting to the pension is service cost, right? They would be having curtailment in settlement or gain and losses. Net interest means discount rate multiplied net liability on asset. Remeasurement, actual gain or losses are there. Whatever that, they would be having written on the plan asset, right? Measurement, liability, it should be the present value of the obligations. Asset mean fair value. Net asset liability is basically the liability minus asset. What are the disclosure, which is again important area which should be taken care about in your triple exam. So assumption which has been used, discount rate, salary growth or maturity, and your actual calculation, right? And what is the net movement which is there in a net defined benefit, liability, and asset. And if there would be any sensitive analysis which has been done or not, these are three main disclosure which need to be given. So ultimately, you need to remember about the disclosure which are given, okay? And you need to remember about the measurement, how the measurement should be done. And again, then you need to remember of the different schemes which are out there, whether the employer is recognizing the liability in the case of defined benefit or not. Hana? That is there because ultimately employer has to guarantee the specific benefit. So it becomes a liability for the employer and he should recognize the liability in that case. Done? And again, you need to remember the different type of the benefits which are out there. Okay? This is all what you need to know from the context area of your ISA 9, ISA 19 employee benefit, right? Then if there would have been any wrong actual assumption, in that case, you would be stating liability and expenses. What if they are ignoring the curtailment or settlement? If suppose employees is leaving and they want their settlement to be done now, so what it would be? And because they are leaving, so the now the plan asset that we are keeping up will going to reduce because the employee who are there are going to be reduced. So we will be giving less contribution. So all those things are there. It could be that they're not accounting. It could be that management is not accounting or looking after them. Okay. What if they're misclassifying the contribution or benefit? They are misclassifying. Suppose when they have to pay the benefit, they're just doing contribution for that. They're not maintaining the benefit, defined benefit plan when they should have done. Okay. For the remeasurement incorrectly posted into the P&L. What if they are doing the remeasurement, which should have been going into the OCI, other comprehensive income, but they are posting it into the profit loss? What if they're doing this way? So these are the certain other things which you need to take care about. What I'm thinking, by the time you have been here, you have been delivered with the main concept area that was required for your ISA 19. And with this note, I'm done with this standard. Would like to see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Have a good time.